All right, Alphas, what is going on? Welcome back or welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have a solo. A solo by Jurin. Jurin Asya. PS118 featuring Rapsody. This was a surprise to me, right? I know they drop trailers. My rule, of course, I always say it, I don't look at any teasers or trailers or anything like that for what I'm watching. I like to be completely spoiled. This was a surprise, though. I had no idea that they were working on this. I wonder if this is like a solo, not a solo. What am I saying? Like a separated thing from the album that's coming out, or if this is going to be included on the album, right? I don't think they're going to do a full like solo for every member. Probably just Jurin, right? Testing the waters. I think this is meant to see. Right? I would expect it's going to be maybe like her solo and then mostly like tracks, right? Like group tracks, but we'll see. You never know. They have a plan and they fulfill it and they do it well. So I can't really, every decision that X-Galax have been making for XG has been working. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to question the plan because the plan's working. So, of course, I keep saying this. I am going to get, I swear, I promise, I am going to get around to watching the XG days and extra XG content that's out. I'm just figuring out when to put it in the schedule and how I exactly want to do it. I kind of want to do, in my head, like 3 or 4 videos of each thing at a time. So it'll be like 3 or 4 videos of XG days and then extra XG. I kind of want to separate the two, and I'll probably go through XG days first, all of those, and catch up, then go through the extra XG content. It's just easier that way to kind of get that in my brain. But I definitely want to get back to doing that because I miss seeing the girls just kind of hang out and do their thing, right? So with that being said, I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I did see, too, she was credited with lyricism. So she worked on the lyrics with some of the other, I think Rapsody was also working on the lyrics as well for this. So yeah, let's see what we got. Okay. Oh, she's gone.
Destination out of this world is space travel. New heights, I'm seeing new lights or change levels. More space is first an exhibition. XG on an expedition. Light speed, go to extra distance. Shooting stars when you blink, then I bet you miss it. I want the galaxy, baby, you want the recognition. Everything is moving the way that I planned it. I'm sending transmission.
Okay.
Planet shift with my gift, I'm an alien. Birth by the sun, see the skin on me radiant. Everything I spit is for absorption in your cranium. Surface level rap, I ain't never been as lame as gamma ray rap, put the light to the mic, yeah. Distance between me and them, I'm a light, yeah. 588 trillion miles off. Still send directions back home for the losses.
Proceed with caution.
That was a quick transition.
XG's a group of Martians. You know when I'm rocking, you get blasted in the process. No nonsense, and they know that the
that was a cool one too.
I'm just floating on a track like an astronaut, and I'm dunking on your planet when I pass the rock. I got a vision when I drop it, so you gotta listen. Making a movie like Apollo missions.
Know what it cost me, know what it costs us. Gotta bring the heat, it's a big bang process. Culmination reach, they seeing a meridian. I get around like Pac, I be traveling. They don't want no Star Wars, they don't want a battle with a quasar. Send them black hole, that's a favor. Frequency high, they don't even cross my radar. Impact looking like the moon, all these craters.
Travel too close to the globe, that's where the rays are. You set the bar too low. That's why
bro, they're spitting some crazy stuff. Definitely gonna have to look at the lyrics after this.
Oxygen level low, vapors is all I'm breathing in. How to hit a Rhapsody, the queen, no bohemian. 8-bar pass off with ease, so convenient. I see the play, Earth is feeling crowded, so I need a space.
Get off my way, get off my way. Volatile, don't follow rules, I don't behave. From my thoughts to my style, sharper than a blade. I'm a different type of grade, and I mean that with shade. Anointed by the cosmos, you can't relate, so get off my wave, get off my wave. Get off my wave, let me be. This is higher intellect from a legend MC.
Every time I go and I feel anointed, I'm like Christopher Nolan on anointment. The way I push it back to the limit seems like I'm double jointed. I've been appointed, my employment is recorded these tracks just for your enjoyment. I'm excited, hope you feel the raps. Punching like Tyson in science, I'm near the grass. Spaced out, but I'm grounded like I'm near the grass. Do this with the passion, you see the flash. I write like firefighters, I feel the draft.
Yeah, some of the bars are crazy. Oh god, she's going back up to space. This was, you know what? That makes sense. This was Jurin coming down. I was like, because actually my first thought when I was watching this was like, wow, this isn't, the aliens aren't here. I'm like, this is like one of the most normal fashion that we've gotten from a member of XG outside of like the Vox, right, and the tapes. It's kind of crazy, right? In terms of like their music video stuff anyway. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense. She had to beam down and spit for a minute. You know, so she needed to fit in with the scene. She did her thing, and then the spaceship came and said, all right, let's take her back up. That was pretty crazy. Okay. The bars in this they were actually nuts. There's so many of them. Let's see. It might be easier for me to pull something up. Let's see. All right, so here we go. I have the lyrics pulled up over here. I'm going to put this on the screen right now so we have something to look at while I chat. So Jurin starts off saying, destination out of this world, it's space travel, new heights, I'm seeing new lights, I change levels, more space, this race, an exhibition, XG on an expedition, light speed, go the extra distance, shooting stars, so when you blink, then I bet you miss it, I want the galaxy, baby, you want the recognition, everything is moving the way that I plan it, I'm cutting transmission. Pretty crazy stuff right out of the gate here. I mean, obviously we have references to XG, you know, shooting stars, right? And the first part here, new heights, I'm seeing new lights, I change levels, so, you know, progressing, reaching a higher level, literally in terms of, like, growth and you know, where XG has been, and probably Jurin herself, right? I mean, look at where they've gotten these past few years. Pretty crazy stuff, right? So leveling up is something that they also reference quite a bit, right, in their tracks and in their like tapes and stuff like that. We've heard them talk about that. So more space, this race, and exhibition, oh my god, I can't even speak. XG on an expedition. So, you know, they're on an expedition, they're on this journey, this mission, right? Space. They're, you know, more space. They're getting maybe a broader, they could be referencing to like a broader audience or more room for like growth and stuff like that, because they are growing, right? They're getting bigger technically. It could also be a thing, right? More space. Maybe they could refer to it as like that as well, taking up more space of like the sort of the spotlight in a way. Light speed, go to the extra distance. Oh my god, I wish I could speak. Light speed, go the extra distance, shooting stars, so when you blink, then I bet you miss it. Obviously, this is a reference to shooting stars and stuff like that. And the lyrics, I think, too, it's also like a play on the lyrics that you see in a lot of, you know, shooting stars as well. I want the galaxy, baby, you want the recognition. You know, a lot of people just want that spotlight, right? They want to be in that. But this goal is bigger. We're aiming for the galaxy, brah. You want the recognition, that's great. I'm going for something crazy. Everything is moving the way that I plan it, which is a play on planet and plan it. I'm cutting transmission. Then Rapsody comes in. Make the planet shift with my gift. I'm an alien birthed by the sun. See the skin on me radiant. That's cool, right? So obviously this plays into not only XG's, you know, background, but I'm assuming this is also a play too on saying that like I'm an alien, you know, like I'm crazy with the stuff that I'm doing, you know what I mean? You know, birthed by sun and radiant also could suggest like talent and presence that are bright, illuminating beyond what you can understand, you know? Everything I spit is for absorption in your cranium, surface level rap. I ain't never been as lame as them. So this is this is straight up calling other people out, right? And I think what's really interesting about that part, right? Surface level rap, I ain't never been as lame as them. Grammy Ray rap, put light to the mic, yeah. So she is literally talking about, like, people who rap about, shallow surface level, things that you would associate with typical rap, right? The stuff that, like, most people think of, like, when they hear of, like, rap, probably. And then Grammy Ray Rap referring to herself as, like, a high, caliber artist worthy of Grammys and stuff like that. So, yeah, and talking about put light to the mic, like, shine light on what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because I'm spitting crazy stuff here, right? So, really fun stuff there. Distance between me and them, I'm a light year, 5.88 trillion miles off him, which is a light year, right? So, a light year is a unit that is like approximately 5.8 trillion miles, right, of distance. Approximately. So that's crazy, right? Oh my god. Awesome stuff there. Really like that. Still send directions back home for the lost ones. Then this is back to Jurin. We have proceed with caution because the G's could make you nauseous. Like G-force, right? Astronauts and G-force and no gravity and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome. And then XG's a group of Martians. When I rock it, you get blasted in the process. So yeah, I mean, continuing to talk about, they're out of this world, also mixed in with, like, their concept of being aliens from space, right? And then rocket and blasted continues that, like, fiery impact sort of stuff. I also like in Jurin's rap, and I'm not saying that she necessarily has to do this or that she's required to do this, but that she is referencing XG still. She's still talking about the girls, you know what I mean? Her sisters. That's cool, you know what I mean? And like I said, it doesn't really require that. I think she's totally fine to just talk about herself, but that's cool that they wanted to keep that as, like, a point. Like, yeah, we're, still XG is still rocking it. So, all right. And we are back. So let's see. Next off, we have No Nonsense. They know that the flow cosmic. You rap or not, I'm just floating on a track like an astronaut, and I'm dunking on your planet. When I pass the rock, I got a vision when I drop it, so you gotta listen, making a movie like Apollo missions. A lot of crazy bars here, right? Metaphoring stuff like, they're keeping, what I like is they're really keeping that space and, like, alien concept, right? With, stuff like floating on a track like an astronaut, and I'm dunking on your planet. When I pass the rock, I got a vision when I drop it. So you gotta listen, make a move like Apollo missions. Really cool, lyricism here. And talking about this in particular, this line, right, from Jurin, goes back and plays into Rapsody's line about, surface level raps, right? And how this is like, we're doing more than that. That ain't it, Know to cost me, know to cost us. Gotta bring the heat. This a big bang process. Culmination reached. They seeing a meridian. I get around like Pac. I be traveling. They don't want no Star Wars. They don't want no battle with a quasar. So, referencing Tupac's tracks here, referencing Quasar, which is interesting, right? Quasar Fire Class Cruiser Carrier, a massive starship. The Quasar Fire Class Cruiser Carrier could both transport smaller fighters and act as a base. The Empire would use such ships in orbit of occupied worlds, allowing for easy dispatch of craft when needed. So this is like an interesting, like, this is what I mean, is they're really, throughout this whole thing, talking about, you set the bar too low, that's why we raise ours. 7 dots on your screen, like stars gotta claim ours. Crazy. Shooting stars, 7 members of XG, 7 dots, right? That's crazy. Oxygen level low, vapors is all I'm breathing in. Had to hit up Rapsody. The Queen, no Bohemian. That is awesome. Had to hit up Rapsody. The Queen, no Bohemian. 8 bars, pass off with ease. So convenient. I play the Earth. I see the play Earth is feeling crowded, so I need space. Wow, it just like even this one down here. I'm excited. Hope you feel the raps. Punching like Tyson is science. I'm Neil deGrasse. Spaced out, but I'm grounded like I'm near the grass. Just awesome bars, man. Really awesome stuff, man. Throughout this whole thing, even here, every time I go in, I feel anointed like I'm Christopher Nolan on a Newman. Like I'm just saying, the insane bars here, especially like towards the end, this was awesome stuff. So yeah, I can't wait to see more. I'm very curious if we'll get anything else prior to the album drop. I don't know, right? It's pretty close out. I would say like maybe a little bit more than 2 months out. So you might get one more thing, maybe. But this and Gala could be all they drop, honestly. Which would be interesting to see. So that's it for this video. Fantastic stuff. Jurin is killing it. I can't wait to see more XG. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Peace.